Good evening, everybody. How are you? Hello, TVC. Nice to be back with you guys on a Monday night. What a fantastic weekend and last week turned out to be since we were on with you guys. Hello to all the new consultants, distributors from around the world. Welcome to this amazing community. Tonight, we have a very, very special guest for you guys. Hello, hello, hello. What's up, Chloe? How are you? Nice to see you on here. Let's see. I was gonna say bright and early, but it is kind of bright and early over there. What's up? Vancouver is here. Canada is here. Hello, Canada. How are you guys? Great to see you. Sue, hello. Hello. Nice to have you on. Yes, excited. I'm excited because Ray is the best. He's awesome. So I'm excited for him to share his wisdom with all of you guys tonight. It's a lot about his book and some of the things in his book that will apply to your business. So let me bring Ray on, and then at the end of this, I'll share with you some links that you will want to get your hands on, and also some stuff as we close out the end of the month. So what's up, guys? What's up, Mike Huey? What's up? What's up? Hey, Aaron, how are you from Australia? Nice to have you on. Sharon, hello, hello, hello. What's up, guys? All right, let's jump into this interview with Mr. Ray Higdon. Hey, everybody. As I said, such a treat we're going to have today. We've got Ray Higdon here with us today, and I'm so excited for you guys to hear from Ray for all of the reasons you already know. I've been so influenced by what he has taught us. So much of what our organization does has Ray's fingerprints all over it. And Ray and I've been able to, over the years, I've been able to work closer with Ray over the years, and every year it gets better. And I'm so excited to have Ray here with us today. So let me bring him on. There he is. What's up, Ray?
Hey, what's up? What's going on?
How are you?
Good, good. Thanks for having me.
I'm excited to have you here. I really appreciate your time. I know you've got a schedule. Your schedule inspires me. In fact, we're going to be talking about this book today, guys. You guys have been hearing me talk about this book. And Ray's schedule of showing up all the time for years doing videos is inspirational to me. But when I was reading this book, I got inspired all over again. And I wanted to talk to you, the author of the book, with the team about this, because let me set the stage and why this light bulb went off for me with this book. Back in March, our company had an event. And after the event, we pulled our team together, and I brought some of my top sellers to the stage. So we have these seller ranks now. And the top rank is Diamond. That's someone that's personally selling $4,000 or more a month personally. So I brought these diamonds to the stage, and I was like, so guys, what allowed you to get to this level? Like, what was the moment? Like, how did you shift gears? And over and over and over, they kept saying, I had to get out of my own way. I had to get out of my own way. So I kept digging into that. And what basically my little questions of them revealed is that there are so many people that are caught in their head in this business that they're allowing their past and things that's happened to them to hold them back from moving forward. And throughout this book, I saw over and over and over this theme of what you did personally to overcome a lot of the hurdles, a lot of the obstacles. And one of my favorite lines in this whole book, I think it's a chapter, is it pulling the weeds? Is it
plucking the weeds? Yeah.
That's rule number 2. Okay. Like, that chapter is golden. Like, they're all good, but
yeah, that's definitely we get more comments on that chapter than any other by far.
Really?
Yeah.
So I'd love for you to talk about the book a little bit, and maybe in particular that chapter. Like, what's the importance of, why do they need to pluck the weeds?
Yeah. So, and do you have the hardback or the soft cover?
Yeah, the hardback.
Okay, because it's interesting because we have Grant Cardone agreed to write the foreword, but he just didn't get it to us on time. And so we had to publish. And so his foreword is only in the paperback.
Oh,
which is kind of funny. So my wife and I, we wrote this book because like we have a lot of non-entrepreneur, either non-entrepreneur friends or people that just kind of look at what we do and they're like, it's so cool that you guys like do what you do, like the speaking thing and all this different stuff. And they've asked us over the years, like, well, yeah, how'd you do it? You know, and so we, there's no quick answer to that, you know? And so we came up with this book, Time, Money, Freedom, and it's 10 simple rules to redefine what's possible and radically reshape your life. And it's, you know, Hay House picked it up, so they published it. And yeah, we've just gotten a lot of great feedback from it, and there's a lot of meaning in it. I do edify network marketing, but it's not like it's a network marketing book, but I do edify network marketing because I just always will. Whenever I'm on any platform, I'll always edify network marketing because it's been so meaningful to my life, and I love being an ambassador for it. Pluck your weeds is where just the nut, some people hear that and think, oh, get rid of negative people in your life. And maybe, right, that may be part of it. But the larger concept is for you to look at every area of your life and see where are the incongruencies with who you want to be. And it's interesting, just the timing of this, because, today I was talking about Proverbs, and Proverbs 25:2 is, but the glory of kings is to search out a matter, right? And so like you did something very powerfully and very kingly of you took your, people that are crushing it, making it happen. You said, well, how are you doing that? Like what made you like, you dug in and you searched out a matter because it wasn't clear, what had helped them. And so, and that's what I talk about in that chapter is me, digging into the matter of why did I have social anxiety? Why did, before I went on stage at Funnel Hacking Live with Russell Brunson and, 5,000 people, why was I hyperventilating in the lobby, right? Like, that didn't make sense. It wasn't that I was scared of speaking. I'd done that a million times, but I was actually scared of connection because of betrayal in my past. I dug into the matter. I figured it out. I plucked that weed so that I could be congruent in the area of being social. I'm the one that I was always talking Jess out of going to parties and like, do we have to go? And hey, can we leave now? We've been here long enough. Like I would always like set like a little timer. I'm like, okay, I think this might be good enough. And I just want to get the heck out of there. And why? It didn't make any sense, but I dug into the matter and figured it out and then shared with the readers, how they can too.
How much do you think our background plays, speaking specifically about network marketing? Because we know so many people start network marketing and they only enroll a few people. How much of someone's, I don't want to say baggage, but the things that have happened to them, how much do you think that plays into someone's success that gets into network marketing in the beginning?
It's huge. And there's really two levels that I kind of, see is, you got about 5% of us that are just workaholics, right? And we're just, we're trying to earn things through success that aren't typically earned through success, but we're going to try our best to earn them, right? So we're going to work. So you don't have to remind us of being consistent. And then there's 95% that aren't consistent and they don't know why. Well, the reason they're not consistent, and this is, at least in my experience, coaching hundreds and hundreds, maybe thousands of people one-on-one, the reason someone's not consistent is based on observations they made as a kid. And so if you observed, and I had to learn this with my wife. My wife, she, when we first started dating, I'm broke. I've lost it all in real estate. I'm $1 million in debt. I'm going through foreclosure. She's like my sugar mama. She's working at the makeup counter, paying my utility bills. I mean, not that she was wealthy, but she was literally paying my bills. And you know what? We were never stressed. Like we were just, everything was cool. We had a great time and whatever. And when we started making money, that's when she was all of a sudden stressed. And so I went from like $19,000 a year in 2009 to 350,000 the next year to 700,000 next year, and on and on and on. The more money we made, the more stress she got. I'm like, what the heck is going on here? Well, she had seen her mom, do very well and then lose it all. And all of a sudden she's borrowing money from people. All of a sudden she's, just in a very, very different state. So an observation she made as a kid is, well, if you start doing well, you're just going to lose it. So the better we did, the more she was stressed, which really stressed me out. And so when someone's not consistent, they have drawn the wrong conclusion to success. And so they're sabotaging them ever becoming successful, so they don't become someone they don't want to become. So if your parents were successful and ignored you, well, you don't want your kids to ever feel the way you felt, so you'll just sabotage success, right? And it's not like someone that's not successful can't ignore their kids. They certainly can. And it's not like someone who's successful has to ignore their kids. They don't. But that's the conclusion you'll make. And so you'll keep sabotaging yourself. You'll keep staying in a situation you don't like, but keeps you safe.
Yeah.
And so our programming is designed to keep us safe and to keep us from becoming something that we think is detrimental or negative. So it plays a very large role.
Yeah, programming. That's the word that I was thinking as you were speaking.
Yeah.
The programming,
Yeah.
what's ingrained for so many years when we get into this business, because network marketing, it has its own set of rules, man. When I got involved, I thought, just do some of the things we did in traditional business, and like none of that works. Like in traditional business, there's just things that work, and none of that applies to network marketing. Like the whole three-way call, the whole third-party validation thing just blew my mind when I first got into network marketing. I'm like, you want me to do what? You want me to I'm going to tell them.
Yeah. I'm better than the video. I'm better than the system. And that's why a lot of people good at sales don't do well in network marketing, is they don't learn that it's not about how good they are. It's about, can people see themselves doing it? Can people say, well, if you can do it, I can do it. And so it is very different. The chiropractor isn't teaching you to also be a chiropractor. The realtor isn't teaching you to also be a realtor. They're just selling you stuff. And so it is very different.
Yeah. So is the reason because what I see the success in our business, when people when they said I have to get out of my way, there's this combination of, plucking the weeds, but sometimes, and it's chapter 1, it says get upset. That's what I have noticed in my almost 14 years is the people that have success, they have to experience enough pain in order to go through the ugly, tough initial push in this business before they can start plucking the weeds. Have you noticed that as well? Like, is that why it's chapter 1 or rule number 1, get upset?
They say it's either inspiration or desperation, right? And a lot of people change out of desperation. A lot of people change when they have a life-threatening illness, or someone close to them dies, or they get fired, or something like that. So there's always the opportunity for people to not have to go through that, but it does seem to be rare. Usually it's, I was sick and tired of being sick and tired, or I was sick and tired of, like for me, I remember just, 2 things happened for me that caused me to leave the corporate world 18 years ago. And that was, one, I was sick and tired of asking for permission to take my kids to things. Like, I'm like, this sucks. Hey, can I get Tuesday off? No, we got a project meeting. Okay. I just hated that. And then 2, I also got sick and tired of seeing my knucklehead buddies from high school killing it in real estate, making way more money than me. And I studied way more than them. I'm like, this isn't cool. And so I guess that was part inspiration too. And so for most people, there needs to be like a wake up moment and just a realization, Oprah said, she said, life is not a dress rehearsal. I think a lot of people are kind of, just moseying through life and, just Netflix binging and doing all this stuff, not realizing that, hey, we get one shot at this. And so let's maybe not delay greatness. Let's not delay doing the very best that we can.
Yeah, yeah, and it's something I've observed too. It's rare in my organization that I've seen over the years where someone comes in and joins us as a business partner that has an overabundance of money, and maybe an overabundance of time. There's usually lack somewhere. There's usually lack somewhere, whether it's someone that's got their thumb on them, controlling them from corporate, or it's usually that point where they just have to get upset. And then some things can start to happen. The other thing in the book that, I mean, there's so many really amazing things. Changing your relationship with money, rule number 4. After I read that, I read the majority of your book on the way to Australia because it's a long flight. And I actually changed one of my kind of portions of my presentation because of the book, because, when you're in front of people talking about money, sometimes people get weird about money.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, how can I paint the big picture in Australia, what's really at their feet without talking about money? And so some of this chapter really got me thinking, and it worked so effectively when I just switched, because all I had to do is just say, guys, listen, we're going to talk about money tonight, but this is what I want you to think. Think of your favorite charity or your favorite purpose and mission in life, or whatever it is. Is that charity or that person or that mission, are they better off with you working 40 hours a week or 20? And everybody's like, 20 hours a week. I'm like, that's right. So if you can get some more time, that's really beneficial, right? And then I said, is that same mission, purpose, child, friend, whatever, can they benefit more from you if you make 100 grand a year or 30 grand a year? And they all said 100 grand a year. And I'm like, that's exactly why I'm in the room, to give you the choice to decide what to do with your time and money.
Well, very well said. Well put together. Yeah. It's, like with more money, you can do more good. And that's a fact. And that doesn't mean that if you don't have money, you can't do any good, right? Because some people, they love to twist things right into whatever. And, I heard my friend, Pastor Baker, say, you just wanting enough money for you and your family is selfish.
Very.
Ooh. And like you should desire to be able to help other things, be able to help other people, charities, causes, hospitals, whatever, your calling is, your, vision and what's on your heart. Like you should want to be able, to do that. And there's nothing wrong with that. And so, is, really powerful.
Yeah. So when it comes to what would you give someone advice? Like where would they start? If they know when people talk about money, it makes them uncomfortable, or they don't like the conversation, like where should they start? Like what's a good practice? What's a good exercise? What should they do?
Yeah. So, I would just first of all, look at, what is money, right? Money is a resource. It should not be your source, right? And, I talk a lot about faith, nowadays, especially the last, 7 months. And I found that myself and most people, they can make money their source, right? And they can make it their significance, status, identity, safety, security, all these different things. And you need to see it as a resource. When you see it as a resource, you don't see someone and say, I can't believe how many flowers they have. I can't believe how many hubcaps they own, right? It's just like, it's not, there is no spiritual significance to money itself. It's not the having of money that's any kind of issue. It's how do you use that resource? And this happens to be a resource that is very pliable. It can be used for many things. And, you look at, I love the story of David Green, built Hobby Lobby, $8 billion company. He gives away 50% of his profit to charities. Like that's admirable. Like, don't you want to know, hey, how could I do that? You know what I mean? That's amazing. So you don't look at the, 8 billion fat cat corporate, you look at Dang, that's pretty awesome. So you can choose what to do with your money, unless you don't have any, unless you're not able to even cover your bills. And so something one of my mentors, he passed away, a few years ago. I talk about him a lot in I think chapter 10. Hoverson, said, Mark Hoverson, he said, your poverty serves no one. You being broke doesn't help the local restaurant. You being broke doesn't help the local car dealership, the craftsman, the handyman. We just had a handyman, leave here. We had an electrician here yesterday, right? So you having more money allows you to put more good out there and allows you to help more jobs, the community, et cetera. And so it's not the having of money, it's the money having you, right? If that's all you think about is the resource and that's like everything to you, that's obviously a problem. But you can have money and it not have you. You can have money and it not be your number one priority in the world.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. So where did they go to get the book? I know that you wrote the book and it's a publishing house that has the book. So where's the best place for them to get it?
Yeah, you can go. I mean, obviously, it's on Amazon, right? It's on Barnes and Noble, but it's we have a link, tmfbook.com, tmfbook.com, and the neat thing about that is we have different testimonials, and so we have like Jack Canfield, we have John Assaraf, we have Mark Victor Hansen, we have several. I know Donna Valdez sent us an amazing one. I don't know if they got it on the page yet, but yeah, we got some excerpts, and I think we even have some bonuses and stuff on there. But TMF for Time, Money, Freedom. And it's funny, when I interviewed Bob Proctor before he passed, I told him the name, and he goes, "That's a pretty good name. It wasn't taken." I thought that was like, oh, that's a good sign.
Yeah, that's good. I can tell you guys, it's I read a lot of books. And after doing network marketing 13, almost 14 years now in the field, when I read a book and it inspires me, it's a good book. Like it's a good book. So make sure you guys get the book. Now, I'm also super excited to be partnering with you in September for your live event, Faith Over Fear in Orlando. September, is it 4th, 5th, 6th?
7th through 9th.
Okay.
7th through 9th.
Okay, I know it's the beginning of September.
Yeah.
Live event in Orlando. So tell everybody a little bit. This one's going to be it's a business event.
Yeah.
But tell them a little bit how you're approaching this one and why they should be there.
Yeah, so it's the Faith Over Fear Business Summit, and that's September 7th through 9th in Orlando, Florida. And we've now, this is our 10th year of running an annual event, right? And it's transformed over the years. We had Top Earner Academy, Prospecting Recruiting Summit, Top Earner Marketing Boot Camp. And then for the last several years, it's been Rank Makers Live, which is our membership. And so we decided I decided to change the name Faith Over Fear Business Summit, because I realized that, and every year I've grown in understanding people, and because I've always had this hardwired, I need to work for my acceptance, I need to work for my so that I'm worthy, right? I've had to learn how the other 95% think and what really keeps them back. And what I realized is it's really two main things. It's belief, not in themselves, because I actually didn't have belief in myself, and I became $1 million earner. So it's not belief in themselves. It's belief that someone like them can accomplish.
I know why you became $1 million earner. This book, when I heard you did 20 no's, like 20 no's a day, I'm like, that'll do it.
Right?
That'll do it.
Surprise. And so like it's belief. So what keeps a lot of people back is I see two things. Number one, belief that someone like them can succeed, right? And that's different than belief in yourself. The belief that someone like you can succeed, because some people that maybe haven't met you, Brandon, they look at you and they're like, oh, he's got everything put together. I mean, he knows. I mean, he's so wise. He knows all about money, and he was successful before. And so they see them as very different from you. So they don't have a belief that someone like them can do it, right? And number two is they're just straight living in fear. And fear, you know, you're in fear when you look at the different areas of your life. And are there areas of your life that you aren't happy with, but you're afraid to address because you think it's the best you can do? Well, that's fear, right? Faith is a way of being. I used to think that it was, you know, mindset. It's not a mindset. It's actually a way of being. Faith means, so I demonstrated faith when I left that corporate job and no one agreed with me. And I honestly didn't know how it would go. Like that, faith is a step. Faith is a way of being. Like I'm gonna, and sometimes it may not be leaving a job. Sometimes it may be just having a tough conversation. You know, there was a time when I didn't have the greatest relationship with my oldest son. Faith was me having that tough conversation with him. Lack of faith or fear would be me just settling. You know what?
Right.
This is
The fear is not going to go away. Like the faith over fear, just it doesn't mean faith and fear disappears. It just means that you've got to focus more on what you believe, your faith, than the fear itself. I love, like, as you're speaking, I'm thinking, you know, this is going to be a phenomenal event.
Yeah. So like fear. One last point. You know, fear is what happens if I fail? What happens if I succeed? What will they think of me? You know, are they going to make fun of me? Am I, you know, what if this happens? And so you're living in this unknown settling of not stepping into your potential. And so we're really excited about that, because I think that has been such a breakthrough to really understand that. And we have a lot of speakers that use faith in their business. I'm going to, you know, talk some about that. And so I'm really excited about it. I think it's a missing piece. Yes, you're going to get strategy, right? Most events have strategy, right? You're going to get tactics, you're going to get concepts, but we're really going to dig into that. What would it look like if you truly were walking in faith and you weren't just trusting in, you know, money or, you know, status or whatever, but you really walked in faith?
Yeah, it's awesome. So Ray knows, guys, our schedule with our global convention. Ray's very well aware that global for us, LifeVantage, is just 4 weeks before, after this event. We're in October, just for the beginning of October, and we've got a big international team. So Ray is really, really doing us a huge favor in making available to us the ability to watch this event virtually. And so, Ray, thank you so much for that. Yeah. That's huge. I'm kind of lost for words that we do have this kind of exclusive thing going right now. So I will get you guys the link for those that either internationally won't be in Orlando,
right,
or maybe the trips to San Antonio for our global, or is just too close to the trip to Orlando. I will tell you, though, for those that can, being in person is a game changer. Like, in person is just a different thing. But thank you so much for making that available. I'll make sure you guys get the link for that.
And just to clarify that, you know, Brandon's you know, one of our speakers, which I'm super honored, you know, to have you. You know, you've been in our stage, you know, I think a couple times, and, you know, just honored to have you as a speaker. Listen, if you can only go to one, go to your company. And my support staff, you know, answers questions like that all the time, right? If you can only go to one, go to your company. And the reason that I say that is not that I think, oh, your particular company is better than ours, or you know, or something like that, but because you'll absorb it differently, because, you know, you still have to cross the chasm of our event is a generic event, and we're going to talk about principles that we see apply across industry or across companies, right? You're hearing like, oh, they're in my company, this is the strategy they use. So it is different. So if you can only go to one, I would definitely go, you know, to the company event. If you're able to come to both, I think you'll waltz into San Antonio on fire and pumped up, and people will be like, hey, what are you taking? I'll have what he's having. Right. But yeah, if you can only go to one, then I would definitely go to your company event. And then obviously, you know, we always do have international people come to our events. This is our I mean, since COVID, I guess I can't say that as strongly as I used to, but yeah, we'd love to have you. And we are going to offer, like, as a company, we're going to offer virtual to our audience. We probably won't open it up to like August. So, you guys are literally the only people that have access to buy a virtual link right now, and probably for the next at least month, I would think.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And we're going to do our best to get as many people in it, because I know how events change lives. Events, to me, I always told people, in order to get results, there's usually two things that have to happen. Either something has to happen significantly in your life that's uncomfortable. We were talking about that earlier. Like, you got to get mad. Like, there has to be something significant enough in your life where you got to make some changes, or you get educated on something that inspires you. Like, the inspiration will make you do things because you just didn't know. Like, I didn't, the collapse of real estate in 2009 is definitely what got me off center to say, I got to do something different.
That's right.
But it was also, though, going to my very first event where my eyes were open to this profession, this industry. And I was like, whoa, I didn't even know. Like, I'm okay. Like, this is the perfect storm. I'm going. And so I know what happens at live events there. This inspiration happens there. And so I'm excited for all of you that can get a piece of this event, whether it's virtual or in person. Ray, I'm so grateful for our relationship. Ray and I have at least from my perspective, I don't have to, when I call Ray or message Ray, I don't have to go through this awkwardness. I can just go like right to the conversation, or I feel very comfortable. So thank you for being a mentor and a coach that makes me feel that way. I love the Rank Makers program. For those of you that are not in Rank Makers, I highly, highly endorse Rank Makers. Lynette and I are in Ray's mastermind, his roundtable. So look at his programs. If they want to see more about what you're offering, what website should they go to?
Well, for the event, they can just look at your link, or they can take a look at just check me out on Instagram at Ray Higdon. We post most things there that we talk about.
Okay, so if they want to go there, they can maybe find out what the Rank Makers program is all about. And I know you've also got a few other coaching programs that are available.
And I mean, rankmakers.com, and you'll see different testimonials and things. We've been running it now, here in like 2 weeks, we'll make 6 years. 6 years. Yeah. And we started tracking about 5 years ago. And we've helped network marketers bring in over 300,000 new customers, 71,000 new reps, and 14,000 rank advances. And so and that's with, we've literally never had a week where more than 12% reported. And so we know it's more than that, but that's what we can actually, point to. And so we love teaching stuff that works, and, not just theory, but, how to really grow a business.
Yeah, right. Well, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. Looking forward to seeing you again in person. You are a tremendous value to us and network marketing. So thanks.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
All right. Tell Jess hello.
You got it.
So there you go, guys. That was an incredible, incredible interview that we got to have with Ray. I'm glad that all of you got to get that information from him. He's absolutely incredible. Take a look at his stuff. He is a mentor to Lynette and I, and his stuff will help you in your business. If you're seriously wanting to go to the next level, at least get the book. The link that we've been giving out will get you some discounts too for the program. So I'm extremely grateful for that relationship. He really helps us stop second guessing how we do this business. Sometimes when you're making decisions, you're like, am I making the right decision? Is someone else doing something better than me? Well, Ray works with so many leaders that it really takes the guesswork out of what is going on in the profession. So month in, guys, I want you to focus on something as we close this month out. The first thing we should all do is be checking where we stand in our own personal production. So is the app green or is it red? And the next thing we should be checking is our seller rank. maybe that's the first thing you should check is the seller rank, because that will predict maybe whether you earn some more money or not, right? There's every month there are people, all right, I like it, I'm green, I see in the comments, I love it. There are a lot of you that are green this month. Congratulations. The team is up. Last time I checked, we were up about 27,000 over last month, which is fantastic. And I know you guys are going to crank it up here towards the end of this week. Make sure you don't miss an extra level of seller bonus by just one sale or two sales. Make sure that you guys are knowing your numbers. We say it so much time, but especially the end of the month, you cannot manage what you don't measure. All right. You got to measure, you got to track, you got to know where you're at. So know where you're at in relation to those next ranks. And then most importantly, know where your team is at. Do a little work in your back office. Find out who's $50 away or 50 points away. Find out, because the seller ranks are on points, not dollars. Okay. Find out who's one sell away from Emerald or Sapphire and help them get to that next level. And so that is by far the most important thing we can be concentrating on as we close out this month, is making sure that everybody gets commissioned at the highest level we can possibly help them get commissioned. And using our tools now that we have, I'm just going to touch on this briefly, and then next week we're going to do a full training on this. We now have evergreen presentations, 3 of them. What that means is every day at 7:30 p.m. around the world. I'm going to say it again. Every day. Anna, that is amazing. Congratulations. Everybody give her a big round of applause in the chat. That is awesome. Every day at 7:30 p.m. around the world in every time zone, there are 3 presentations going on. 2 on collagen, and 1 is a doctor's interview. And then behind that, kind of a overview of how you can partner with us to earn money in the business. It's in boards. So if you simply go to boards and go to resources, you will find the links to the, go find the file that says evergreen presentations. You will find those links. They have to register, but they're happening every day. And the invite is simple. You run into someone in social media, off social media. Hey, I know you've expressed some interest in the past on XYZ, your health, business. Tonight, and actually for the next couple nights, because they can register for the next 3 nights. It's always the next 3 nights. So right now, if you hit the link, Monday's over because we're past 7:30, but they'll see an invite or a presentation going on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And so it's every day. They have 3 options. And then you can say, listen, tonight and the next couple nights, there's a presentation happening on some business partners with collagen or with a doctor. Register for the presentation. Let me know which one you registered for so I know when to follow up. And create some urgency. Like, hey, tonight or the next 2 nights, there's a presentation happening. You've got to check these out. Don't let them know that it's every night. Don't say, hey, don't worry about it. If you miss it, you get, no. Don't do that. This business, nothing important happens beyond 3 days, guys, in your prospects' minds. Okay. If you invite someone to something next week, I can promise you they're going to find something better to do than to do whatever you've invited them to do, usually. Okay. And so, use those evergreen tools. They're in boards. We will do a full training on this really, really soon. I know we're over by a few minutes, but Ray is special. You guys getting that time with him is extremely crazy good to get that time with him. And I'm glad we were able to share that with you guys tonight. So tag your teams in this that missed it. Help them close this month out, and let's do some celebrating next week. Maybe we'll have some of those rank advancements that we can share next week. If not, we will the week after. We'll be kicking off a new month in July here soon, but we got a lot to accomplish in the next couple of days. So have a great night, guys. Have a great close to your week. Thank you. Bye-bye.